All right, guys. So we're on the test server now. You can see the test server difference between my main account on the live servers, because my live servers, the portal is glowing. Plus, we have 1.2 million silver, and the test server we have 89 million silver and a million gems as well, and no glowing portal. So today we're going to talk about something that is probably going to have the community pretty heated and pretty upset. And honestly, it felt pretty crappy knowing this and not being able to share it, because you just sat back and watched all players open their soulstones knowing what's to come. So check this out. Now, I'm happy they're making this change. However, the way they went about it, I'm not a huge fan of, because none of this was mentioned. So here are the soulstones in the test server version. I'm going to open up a screenshot of the soulstones on the live server version, okay? So we do a side-by-side comparison. So for Eternal Soulstones, you can see over here, we have 70% chance for Epic on this is the live server version that I'm showing you right here. On the right side is the test server version. You can see on the test server, there's now a 10% boost on legendary champions from Eternal Soulstones. You can see down at the bottom, there is also a 5% boost for getting 6-star souls versus 5-star souls. Not only that, but they boosted the rates for all soulstone types. So mortal soulstones now, for a legendary champion, instead of 6%, it's going to be 7.5%. And for the 6-star rarity, instead of 0.5%, it's going to go up to a 0.75%. So it is a pretty decent jump. And for Immortal Soulstones, you have a 15% chance now instead of a 12% chance. And this is not going to be in game until, I believe, Thursday. So if you have Soulstones, if you saved them up, then don't pull them now. Wait until Thursday, right? So we currently have in game on the live servers going on a Soul Chase tournament. This is why that information was so frustrating, knowing that this was coming, and we already had the announcement about the blessing changes. So this change was known about as well, but instead of giving a heads up, they're just like, oh yeah, we have a Soul Chase tournament, pull your soulstones, because it is usually the best time to pull them, because you're actually going to get tomes and shards. This is a lot of good rewards. Like, if I didn't know about this information, I may have pulled my soulstones, but I couldn't share it either. No content creator could. So it's a very unfortunate spot to be in. I'm appreciative for the information and being able to share this information with you guys now versus waiting until Thursday. But 2,500 points for 2 mythicals, 2 legendary, it's all good stuff. And maybe that was still worth it for you, because the change at the end of the day may not be massive. But this change is pretty big. Check this out. So come over here, wish list, 8x chance. Whereas on the live servers, you come into the wish list, it is irrelevant chance. Like, it's not going to happen. You get no chance to get your wishlist champions. It's a 2x chance. Now let's be honest, 2x chance, we already know a 10x chance for pulling a legendary that you want from shards is very, very low, even if you do pull the legendary. So a 8x chance may not feel massive, though. Soulstones, especially with the boosted rate, you may actually get your wishlist champions relatively often, which would be incredible. So there are better rates from soulstones across the board, both the rarity as well as the star ranking. So outside of this, a little bit shady timing of the announcement, it's a great change. I'm very much for this change, as long as we don't start having increased point requirements for these events. If we don't have point requirement boosts and these changes stay in effect, that's awesome. Like, if it's still 2,500 points to get this top stuff, that's great. I think this is a very fantastic change across the board, and I'm completely here for it. So the 8x chance to the wishlist boost is a 4x boost, right? It's a 4 times better chance for you to get a wishlist champion, which before it was basically doing nothing. So now, hopefully you can actually get your wishlist champions. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Actually, let's go ahead and pull a few soulstones here. And after this, I want to jump in and talk about some other things. Okay, we got Vogoth. V and Saber, you watching, buddy? I got a Vogoth soul. We don't got the actual champion, but let's see if I can get a legendary real quick. See if I get anybody from my wish list. 4-star Taragi. Very cool. We're going to have a better chance to get higher souls, but remember, there is blessing changes, which I'm going to show you guys this, because this is basically like getting +4 for your epic and rare champions. The changes are massive. Like, this is going to be so good for so many players as you're working up your souls. So there we go. Padma, 1-star. Okay, so irrelevant there. What I want to show you all are the blessing changes. So look at my Rotos, for example. I switch this over. It's irrelevant. I'm not actually going to use that. But we're going to Ward of the Fallen. The stat bonuses, okay? We're going to see the stat bonuses from the blessing only. So the blessing, gives me 8,500 attack, or 8,500 HP, 750 attack, 600 defense, 15 speed, 38% crit damage, 75 resistance, 75 accuracy. So remember these numbers, okay? Look at my Ray. My Ray, from the +4 empowerment, less HP, less attack, I think less defense, the same speed, more crit rate, less crit damage, less accuracy, less resistance. So a fully awakened champion gets more stat bonuses than a +4 champion. Now, you got to remember these massive whales, they're going to have fully awakened champions and +4. So they're getting all the stat bonuses. But when you take a look at epic champions, I don't know if I have any epic champions that's actually fully awakened. But let's see if I have anybody that's pretty. Actually, I do. Seer. So Seer is going to get, let's see, blessings, 5,500 HP, 600 attack, 450 defense, plus 10 speed, 30% crit damage, plus 60 accuracy, and plus 60 resistance. So comparing that to Ray, that is very close to a +4 epic or even rare champion. Obviously, the rares are going to be even lower, but it's very close to a +4 champion. Like, this is the closest that we're going to get to empowering of epic and rare champions, I believe. And honestly, this is a pretty good change. I mean, especially with the Cursed City being a huge factor in the game, this boost is just from 5-star. This is a pretty solid boost to all the stats across the board versus the current state, which is, let's come over here and check this out real quick. So my Rotos right now has 8,500 HP, 15 speed, 30% crit damage, okay? So he still has the crit damage, still has the speed, still has the HP, but now with the new changes coming Thursday, that Rotos that you just saw is gonna have these stats instead. So same speed, same HP, same crit damage, but now accuracy, resistance, defense, and attack. So he's an even tankier Roto. So all in all, Soulstone's got a pretty big buff in my opinion, but some of the blessing changes that happened, I believe the one that stands out the most, or at least for a lot of players, is the miracle or the emergency heal, not the miracle heal. The miracle heal has not been changed, but the emergency heal. So this heals a champion whenever a shield buff is placed on them, expires, removed, or is broken by enemy attack. The value of the heal is equal to the portion of this champion's max HP. It's a 1-turn cooldown now, because when that was first released, it was essentially, hey, you have a blood shield ring, you just keep applying your shield, and you just continually heal a substantial amount of HP. So these first few levels, it's not massive, but when you get to 15% HP on a champion like Duchess, who's going to have 100,000 plus HP, you're getting a 15,000 HP heal after the enemy already breaks a 15,000 HP shield. Actually, you're getting more than 15,000 HP heal. So with R-Tac, I threw him into Spider just real quick, just to test this out a little bit. I do think there's going to be some solo champions come out from this that didn't exist before. Matter of fact, this could make my Nishak more consistent on Dragon solo, and maybe even get him to stage 10 hard, actually. So we'll be trying out some stuff. I actually have one champion who I think, with the correct gearing, with the correct setup, it's not going to be easy to do, but may be able to solo Spider stage 9, or probably not 10, but probably 9 hard. I don't have the gear to make it work yet, though. So I am going to have a video coming up very soon about a very, very cool Spider team that I didn't come up with myself, but it's a very, very cool Spider team. And that kind of has one of the champions in it possibly who could solo Spider. I don't want to give too much away, but stay on the lookout for that. So this heal, though, this emergency heal, you can see whenever Artak places a shield from his blood shield ring, he gets a heal for 7,100 HP whenever they break it. So he's only placing the shield whenever he's attacking. It's a small, small shield. It's insignificant. But whenever the little spiderlings hit him, they're breaking the shield, and it's healing him for 8,700 HP, which is very nice. Very, very solid stuff. However, for him, I'm not for sure if it's going to be massive because he doesn't really need it. He really needs to heal his destroyed max HP, I think. I could try it on Ice Golem, but the Miracle Heal version was perfectly fine. However, champions like Nishak, who probably could use this more, it may actually allow him to actually do the areas easily. What is all these keys? Oh my goodness. 180 crypt keys. Okay, well that makes sense. But either way, champions like Nishak could probably use this very well. I don't know where he's at, but this is going to be a great mastery for those champions, especially PvP Duchesses who just want to be super tanky and survive for a long time. They're going to have to be relatively fast because there is a 1-turn cooldown. So you can't just like constantly be reapplying shield to a champion and then having them break and then heal. So it can't be like a Duchess in Revenge Accessories, counterattacking with her A1, placing a shield on her and an ally, and then her shield breaks, she heals for 15% HP. It's not going to be like that. They actually have to take a turn, which isn't like breaking this mastery, or this blessing, but it's making a blessing that's a rare blessing. Actually, it's still very viable. It's going to be very solid, and it's very good for those solo champions for different areas of the game, which I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of solo champions I can build. They got to be higher blessings though, because the low one is, well, it's super low. It's basically what, less than an immortal set, I think. Heals by 3% of HP. So it's like an immortal set, honestly. If you have blood shield accessories, which you win from CVC, you essentially now have a immortal set in a way, but not quite, because it's not when you get a turn, it's whenever the enemy breaks your shield. So it's like a lesser version of an immortal set every so often. So pretty cool. Extra sustainability for your champions who maybe you don't want to have Miracle Heal on. You could throw this one on and be pretty well off. The poison in Arena is probably still not going to perform very well. I mean, 6-star is going to be will ignore 30% resistance. The 5-star increases damage they receive by 200% from poisons. So I do have somebody who has a decent, almost 5-star. Let's compare this real quick. So we have, this would be a perfect thing. So increases they receive from 100%. Okay. So let's go see what his poison damage is right now. It's in the arena specifically, right? It'd be nice if they change it to not just arena. That'd make it usable, more so usable. But it just says in the arena, I do believe. Here we go. Lethal dose in the arena. So let's see if a Calvalax can be the new solo arena champion. Is my Calvalax going to be my next 5-star awakened champion? No need for 6-star because it's not going to make much of a difference. But let's see right here. Against YST. Shout out to YST. Real quick, let's try this out. Where's my Calvalax? There he is. So we're going to see what the poisons do now, and then we're going to see what the poisons do after we have the buff. It's going to do double the damage, right? So it hits this dude for 2468 and then 3,000 something. So 2468 and 30 something. So it's going to be the same damage every time. 39, 39, 39, 39, 78, and 24. Okay, let's see. It should be, what, 6,000 or so? Double lethal dose, baby. Double dose. She's also going to manipulate some turn meter. So Gerda, time for action. Lethal dose, double it up. 79, okay, so we're getting some bigger hits. Actually, that was somewhat impressive. Somewhat impressive, actually. 7,900, so 8K, and it's going to scale based on their HP. Now, of course, Stone Skin's not really going to help my situation here, but it's pretty. I wonder how Poison Explosion works against that. All right, we're gonna try. Let's try the Stiffy Rotos teams. Stiffy's just gonna cleanse Rotos anyways, but we got the poisons up. We're gonna try to strip those shields. Great. We're gonna go ahead and place some more poisons out there. So we should have a pretty big difference in poison damage. Let's try to go ahead and use the A3 from Zavia. See what these poisons pop for. Wow. That's actually some pretty nice damage. That was actually kind of cool. So, Zavia did 203,000. It's kind of hard to see what the damage is because of how it's broken up, though. Until poisons can ignore shields, I don't think they're going to be super viable, honestly. Even with the 200% damage increase, while it is pretty cool, and while in lower levels of arena, you may be able to get away with it, when you're playing against higher... in live arena, it could maybe be fun. If you were in live arena, actually, I'm probably going to try that out, honestly. Like a high-ranking Calvalax could be pretty sweet, honestly. Whenever an enemy receives a debuff, their turn meter is decreased by 3%. So that could be fun. All the poison at the beginning of the turn. You're looking at, if you had a 5-star Calvalax, you're looking at a lot of damage really quick. 4 poisons. And that polymorphs can be changed. Honestly, that could be super fun. But guys, this turned into a lethal dose showcase. Let me know what you think about this stuff, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.